All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, sisters, you too, this is Pastor Dow. You know, on the economic side, all right, here we are again, up against the debt ceiling again, Treasury, okay? So I think the date is somewhere around November the 5th or November the 3rd. Guess what? We're getting ready to run out of money again. Let me teach you, or let me educate you about how these things works. All right. Congress is controlled by lobbyists, i.e., corporations. Good old boys. And I told you, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. When Wall Street was bankrupt, what did the government come to do? It come to bail out the banks, who, it's obvious, they don't know what they're doing. But however, it's austerity measures for you and I. You see, we don't get the same treatment as the government does because they have the Federal Reserve note, they have a lot of paper, and they have a lot of guns. So if you can't balance your budget, then you better get out there and kick some cans or pick up some cans and some bottles on the road, but you better pay your debt. But you know what the United States of America does, though? Print. We print more money, print more money, print more money, print more money, print more money. I told you, they don't have any stomach whatsoever at all to balance the budget. And meaning you, who are totally oblivious to what's going on, well, how does that affect me? How does that affect me? Anyway, I'm not even going to get off into that right now because sometimes talking about certain things is just literally too strenuous for the mind. It really, truly is. And if you give too much thought to it, I'd be popping pills just in order to try to maintain sanity because of all the dismal ignorance that is going on today. Now, I'm not insulting you if you don't know, but it's all the people that say that they don't know and they really, truly, in function and action, don't know. Well, again, back to the scope of this video, we're up against it again. We're getting ready to kick the proverbial can down the road again, except this time they come up with new ideas. Remember Ben Shalom Bernanke said, we've got tools. We've got tools. All right, and he said that along about when we was like 11 and 12 trillion dollar in debt. Well, now we at 19 trillion dollars in debt, at least they what they tell us. Of course, I still personally believe it's more like $300 trillion when you included derivatives and unfunded liabilities. Now, of course, who am I? Hey, what do I know? I do know this. Pastor Dow, I have a way to hedge myself and to protect myself against inflation. I know how to diversify my portfolio. All right? And somebody say, well, Pastor Dow, you are the type of man that you like putting all your eggs into one basket. No, I don't. I diversify my portfolio. Yeah, I do too. Silver. Sure do. I'm going to protect myself against these bastards up here that only care about themselves. Oh, you better believe I am. Well, Pastor Dow, how do you diversify your portfolio? I'll tell you how. 1 ounce silver eagles, 1 ounce Philharmonics, 1 ounce Canadian maple leaves, 1 ounce Mexican leotards. See, I'm diversifying my portfolio. 1 ounce buffalo. See, I'm diversifying. I know, believe you me. I remember we talking about silver and it was going up. Then everybody got the fears and started biting their nails to the quick. Oh man, could he be right? And now all of a sudden, again, stock market goes up, which I keep telling you, if they keep taking it up, prices of silver going to go down. And that's when I say, you know what, I ain't going to say nothing on this for a while. And I haven't. Every once in a while, I throw in a little here, a little there. But still buying silver. Because you know what? There is a silver shortage going on the planet. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Hey, I know. Pastor Dow looked like a fool. J. Smith Paul looked like a fool. You know, all of us silver people who know what sound money is and has always been. Cassell. I know we look like fools because you trust in an uncertain system. All right, so here we are again. And I told you, Our Congress has no stomach whatsoever at all to balance the budget. No, they're going to crash this entire system. And that's why Pastor Dow suggests, you know what, American public, you may want to consider buying some food, storing some canned goods. You may want to consider that. You may want to consider buying long-term food storage. You may want to store water. Mm-hmm. You may want to get some silver. These Federal Reserve notes ain't going to do you no good. And if you can't afford it, a little bit of gold. And you may want to stock up on medical supplies too as well. And of course, more than anything, hallelujah, you have to be able to defend your position. You may want to get a firearm, or 2 or 3 or 4. And you may want to surround yourself by people who have the same mindset and the same faith as you do. Because it's getting increasingly difficult to be able to trust people in this world that we're living in today. I see things going from bad to worse, but everybody else sees the gas prices going down, and they're giddy, and they're smiling at the pump. I mean, after all, I seen gas $1.88 a gallon the other day. I said, wow, we're almost back. And people, what do? They have this uncanny ability to continue to keep going on as if nothing's ever happened. They forget so soon. Have you forgotten that the banks don't care nothing about you and I? Have you forgotten that the rich have learned how to steal the wealth of not only of people, but of sovereign nations? How in the world were they able to pull off the greatest heist in history? How in the world were they able to sit up there and then turn around and give us paper, while they take all of our tangible wealth? And this is not backed up by nothing. Nothing. It's not backed up by nothing at all. And you know what? Come November 3rd, November 5th, they're getting ready to, guess what again? Crank back up the printing presses again, if they ever slowed down. I heard that they had to do some maintenance on them the other day because the bearings were wearing out. But anyway, what happens is that Congress, they're bought out by special interest groups. Lobbyists, corporations, good old boy club. Donald Trump even told you about it. He said he was on the other side, remember? And because he's so brutally honest about this and running his campaign, most of you people think that he's pulling your leg. But what happens is that they include a lot of pork. See, the reason why that they always have these government so-called 1 or 2 day shutdowns and stuff is because you've got bought and paid for congressmen that have to keep the best interests of their constituents in mind because they are owned by the corporation. And so, they can all agree to extend the budget if we can put a little bit of pork into the bill so I can take care of my friend. And that's what happens. That's the reason why it takes so long. It's not that they can't agree. They all agree that we're broke. But see what they got to do? They got to do stuff for the boys. Just like the banks, the airlines. How is it that there's a double standard? They don't know how to balance their numbers. They don't know how to balance the budget. They don't know how to balance their books. They don't know how to manage their affairs. But yet our government comes and gives them trillions of dollars in bailout. But if you and I are $10,000 in debt, we got commercial after commercial. People coming. We can show you how to manage your debt. We can give you a payment and consolidate your bills and get you to pay $5 a month for the next 40 years. And you know how the American public think, right? Well, man, my bills, they get on and make a commercial. Well, I really do thank God for these debt consolidators because my bills were totaling $400 a month and now they got my bills down to a manageable $5 a month. Wow, and you know how you American public think too, don't you? I've got room now. I can spend more money, and you get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in debt because you will not change this. And later on, just like the government, you're going to be looking for something or some program to come along to bail you out. Because that's the way our government functions. So if the boys, let me see, I promised Walmart, I promised Pepsi and Coke and all these other people, and I promised all the great corporations out there, Enron and everybody else. I promised Halliburton this and that and everything. And so, if we can put this in this bill, then I'll sign off on it and we can extend the national debt from 19 trillion. We'll print up enough money this time so we don't have to come and keep revisiting this, because some of the American people are catching on. So if we're going to extend the national debt, let's just go ahead and extend it the right way. Let's go ahead and print enough money that we won't have to revisit this issue again for the next 5 years. So let's go ahead and print enough debt. Let's go ahead and move the national debt up to $27 trillion. And let's just run those printing presses until ink becomes extinct. That's what we do. And everything will look like it's fine. But you know what? And we can continue to still keep funding all these unwarranted wars and blowing the hell out of innocent civilians over in other countries and call it collateral damage as long as the American people feel safe. Hey, what do they care if we kill human beings? I know that many of you don't want to hear this because it's just too brutally honest. It really is. Believe me, I understand. I get it. I really, truly get it. I'm going to tell you again. Silver is the best hedge against and the best protection. I mean, you can believe what you want to believe, but I'm telling you, things are not going to continue to keep going down this proverbial road like this. It's not. And you watch and see what's getting ready to take place along about November 3rd and November 5th. Why we even got a Treasury Secretary in the first place? See, no president on their watch wants to experience the pain of an economic depression. Obama wasn't going to. Hey, by the way, black folks, are you better now that Obama, first black president? Are you better? Is everything better for you as your conditions change and your situation change? Because you got a black man in office. You people are amazing. You are you're amazing. You are amazing. You are amazing Americans. You are. I saw somebody again in town the other day, and they said, Pastor Dow, he says, I don't understand. He says, I cannot comprehend why people get so upset at you. And I said, it's simple. Galatians 4:16. You become people's enemy when you tell them the truth. Not when you lying for everybody, when you tell the truth. And then if you ever get caught, just start throwing people under the bus. That's standard operating procedure here in America. Well, you're going to start seeing the heat up again in the news. Treasury can't keep silver eagles. And we're going to find out very, very soon how much that these eagles are a blessing to each and every last one of us. Because, you know how we are. We're people that don't want to hear anything. You know what I mean? Especially something that we call negative or somebody being very pessimistic against us and stuff. We can't take that stuff. You know, it's better for us to believe the lie. That way we can appease our conscience and make our conscience feel better. And if we can appease our conscience, make our conscience feel better, then everything is fine and we're worried free. Just the other day, I did a video about debt prisons. Now they're rising. And I know what's happening. Anxiety is starting to come up with some of you people because some of you're just hard-headed. You just won't listen. You will not suffer a little bit of inconvenience right now in order to live like no other Americans. You know how nice it is to be able to wake up in the morning and to breathe, knowing that you don't owe no business or corporations or anybody any money whatsoever at all? I mean, what is wrong with just having living expenses to pay for? And you can even greatly diminish those too if you would change this right here. And that's the problem I'm having with a lot of you people out here that listen to me. You keep asking me questions. How you get out of debt? I ain't got no programs that get out and get 3 jobs. I did 20 years ago. Sure did, Pastor Dow. When I got 3 jobs, paid off all my debt. I didn't cry. I didn't bellyache. I didn't bawl. I didn't squall. I didn't moan. I didn't gripe. And I didn't complain. I just did what I needed to do. I don't know what else to say. We're getting ready to see some fireworks here. come November. First week in November, fireworks. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and prophesy. They're gonna print more money. See, it ain't hard. And more of their buddies and their friends from the Club of 300 they're getting ready to get more blessings sent their way, and we're gonna be more indentured servants. That's the prophecy, and that's the truth, and that's the truth straight way. Now, hey, be totally oblivious. You folks keep on trusting, keep on trusting this thing. You know, this thing used to say silver certificate. What you used to be redeemable for 1 ounce of silver, but ain't worth nothing. Ain't worth